Hope that it brings some satisfaction, although bittersweet.
Right now, swift justice, a jury taking just a couple hours to return with guilty verdicts against Chandler Halderson. We have a full analysis for you.
Also, getting them in the hands of people who need them the most. Public health made sure community groups could pick up N95 masks today in Dane County.
And firing first, state Republicans take aim at loosening concealed carry laws in their first floor session of the new year. You're watching News 3 Now at 5. 8 days of testimony laying out the case for 8 felony counts against Chandler Halderson, all boiling down to just 2 hours of deliberation among jurors today. And a little after 2 p.m., we learned their decision. Guilty on all charges, including 2 first-degree intentional homicide counts.
We have covered this trial extensively from the beginning 2.5 weeks ago, and we'll dig into today's verdicts with James Langer and Tahlil Moaddin in just a moment.
Now, one of the big surprises of the day, the fact the defense team didn't call a single witness.
That sped up what we thought might be another day of testimony into suddenly becoming closing arguments this morning. Prosecutors went through many of the hundreds of pieces of evidence they presented during an hour-long closing. The defense team took about half of that time. Their argument, prosecutors proved some things but did not prove that Chandler committed the murders. To Assistant District Attorney William Brown, that argument was absurd.
And you can understand the murders if you understand what happened before, with his bizarre actions of building up this life that wasn't real. Why were those lies important? They were important because that's all he had.
Dane County District Attorney Ishmael Ozan said he hoped the verdict gives the Halderson family and friends some closure. He asked everyone to give them privacy. We mentioned just how much evidence prosecutors presented, and that all needed to come together thanks to a lot of hard work.
It was a combination of old school and futuristic crime scene processing, work that Sheriff Calvin Barrett is proud of. Tahlil Moaddin is live at the Dane County Courthouse, where she spoke with the sheriff after the verdict. Tahlil?
His parents discovering the lies.
Sheriff Barrett says his team of detectives, deputies, and staff really put in the work to get through this case, especially considering the complexity of it. He says he had 100% faith in his team's ability to collect any and all evidence in this investigation. He also commended his partners in the district attorney's office, calling their collaboration a shining example for the entire country.
I'm going to remember each and every one of these faces that are standing to my left. That shining badge of the Dane County Sheriff's Office, the professionalism that they have, the expertise that they have, their dedication to this community, their dedication to the Sheriff's Office, but their dedication to each other and to justice.
As he has done throughout the entirety of this investigation, Sheriff Barrett offered his thoughts and prayers to the Halderson family. Now, this case is still considered open as Halderson awaits sentencing, when we will hear from both the prosecution and defense once more. As for Sheriff Barrett, he says should any more evidence in this investigation turn up, or in this case turn up, he's prepared to respond, and so is his team. Reporting live from the Dane County Courthouse, Tahlil Moaddin, News 3 Now.
All right, Tahlil, thank you. Our digital content manager, James Langer, he has been watching this trial from beginning to end.
And many of you have been watching along with James. He joins us now for his perspective. James, welcome.
Thanks for having me.
Well, James, you heard a lot of really detailed testimony in these 8 days. Any surprises for you in the way it wrapped up?
Yeah, I think one of the big surprises right away this morning was the realization that the defense was not going to call any witnesses in this trial. They had reserved that right. They basically said, we will use the same possible witness list that the prosecution used, but until this morning, before things got underway this morning, we didn't know for sure what their defense strategy was going to look like, and even if they were going to call any witnesses, and that turned out to be that they weren't going to call anybody, and they just rested immediately.
What evidence do you think was the most impactful in terms of getting a verdict?
I think, you heard the sheriff and are reporting that the technical aspect of it, combined with the sort of old school, as it were, way of investigating things, really was a big factor, specifically the cell phone data, right? That they were able to prove using cell phone towers that the alleged text that Krista sent Chandler on the 4th of July saying they made it safely was a fake. It was made from inside the Halderson home. I think that was a piece of evidence, as well as the evidence of the cell phone towers tracking Chandler to the locations where both of his parents' remains were found.
Yeah, that electronic stuff was really interesting to follow along here. Whether it was the cell phones, the fake emails, even the Ring doorbells. It was really truly an electronic evidence case here, was it not?
Right. It kind of just goes to show all the tools that go into solving a case like this, especially when somebody apparently took so many steps to try to cover their tracks, so to speak. But the technology was able to still provide that evidence, or at least enough evidence for the jury to say this is enough to convict him.
Now, James, you did a great job covering this. Really enjoyed watching you follow along, really helping people get a perspective on what was happening. So we really appreciate it.
Yeah, James, thank you so much. And if you want to get caught up, we have a page dedicated to the trial on channel3000.com. You can watch the entire trial and find the breakdowns of what happened each day leading up to the verdict. We also have a full timeline of events from the case leading up to the trial, and you can find all of it on our website, channel3000.com.
Well, another big story, a close eye on the temperature out there today, an alert day because of these bone-chilling wind chills. Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti out on the patio with the very latest. Gary, chilly out there.
Yeah, the good news is the winds are dying down, but the bad news is the temperatures will probably be a little colder tonight. As we look at visible cloud tracking and see how clear the skies are across Wisconsin, and without any cloud cover or even threat for any snow, the temperatures will drop off pretty rapidly tonight. Low temperatures last night were down to 2 below zero in Madison, mainly single digits below zero to our north and to our west. High temperatures today only made it up to 9 in Madison. A couple of places hit the 10-degree mark, but not much above that. And you can see right now temperatures are back into the single digits above zero, and those temperatures will continue to fall. But notice the wind chills, about the same as the temperature because we're not seeing much of a breeze. Wind chills right now down to around 5 below zero in our northern viewing area. But tomorrow morning will be down to around 7 below zero. Wind chills at times could get down to 10 to 15 below zero when there is a little bit of a breeze. But tomorrow's high temperature of 17 will be warmer than today. And then we'll have a look at some chances for snow starting this weekend. I'll have more on that in the forecast in a few minutes.
All right, Gary, thank you. And stay up to date on the latest weather conditions through our First Warn Forecast weather app, hourly forecasts, your road conditions, latest radar. You can download it for free right now in your phone's app store. Just search WISC weather.
If you see more people wearing N95 masks around Dane County this week, you can thank public health and certain community groups. Various group leaders scheduled time to go to an East Side warehouse this morning to pick up their supply of masks. Public Health Madison Dane County hopes giving them to groups instead of handing out one person at a time will streamline things. Peng He from the Mung Institute says the masks will go a long way toward helping his community members.
A lot of our members have expressed concerns, and we try to educate them about how cloth masks aren't protecting them as much against the Omicron virus as N95, and so they wanted to see if we can get some for them.
PHMDC says it had 100,000 masks at the start of the week. That's in addition to the more than 200,000 the Boys and Girls Club got from the state last week.
The Wisconsin Department of Health still seeing a high number of COVID cases, the majority of which are the Omicron variant. Today, more than 15,000 new cases were confirmed. The 7-day average at more than 18,000. Right now, 95% of intensive care beds and 95% of intermediate beds are in use. And today, Governor Evers and DHS launched the Keeping Kids Safe and in School campaign. It's a statewide multimedia effort that focuses on ways to keep Wisconsin children healthy and in the classroom. The U.S. appears to be turning the corner on the Omicron variant, but the battle against the virus looks very different from state to state. Isabel Rosales with the details.
Is the Omicron wave waning or cresting?
We should not assume that the pandemic is over.
The answer depends on where you live.
Nationally, we have peaked. I think infections are going to come down.
Right now, 14 states across mostly the eastern seaboard are seeing a case drop by at least 10% compared to last week. But 26 other states saw cases go up by at least the same amount.
This pandemic is nowhere near over, and with the incredible growth of Omicron globally, new variants are likely to emerge.
Health experts predict most states will be past the Omicron peak by mid-February. In those harder-hit states, no rest in the high-stakes battle against Omicron, even in the classroom. New Mexico's governor set to become a substitute teacher, launching a licensing program to help with the severe staffing shortage.
I expect that by the weekend, I will be cleared and I will be available to support a school.
To its east, police officers subbed in for elementary school teachers in one Oklahoma school district.
All right, Mr. Jones, we're going to go ahead and start with your face here, all right?
And it's back to school for this Black Hawk helicopter mechanic.
Where's your radial pulse?
Members of Wisconsin's National Guard are becoming certified nursing assistants to help support busy hospitals and nursing homes.
It takes a team to fix a helicopter. It takes a team to keep the hospitals running.
In Washington, Isabel Rosales.
Now, if you're old enough to vote, you're old enough to carry a concealed gun. At least that's a Republican argument in Wisconsin today.
It's part of a package of bills they pushed through the Assembly in its first floor session of the year. Naomi Coles tells us more from the state capitol.
Lowering the age for permit holders in Wisconsin is just one of the bills clearing the state assembly today, loosening restrictions for concealed carry permit holders in Wisconsin.
Firearms are used in half of all suicide deaths.
And while Democrats point to rising teen suicide rates and still developing brains as safety concerns, Republicans argue it's not much different from having the right to vote or join the military.
Collectively, what these bills would do, they would allow high school seniors to carry a loaded gun in a car on school grounds, at school events, and while hanging out with their friends after school.
It doesn't say we should be treating people different because they're 18, 19, and 20. Legal adults who can fight for our country, legal adults who can sign contracts.
Other bills clearing the floor include one allowing concealed carry permit holders from all 50 states to also carry in Wisconsin. Right now, 5 states are blocked and another 8 have special restrictions. Why Republicans want to expand those agreements coming up tonight at 6 o'clock. At the Capitol for News 3 Now, I'm Naomi Coles.
An incredible donation is bringing the Center for Black Excellence and Culture one step closer to reality today. American Family Insurance's Dreams Foundation is donating $2.5 million to the project, which it hopes becomes a reality in 2023. Organizers say the Cultural Center is designed to be a place to affirm, inspire, and advance Black excellence and will feature areas focused on health, wellness, leadership, and innovation. AmFam's CEO called it an important project for the community and the state. Organizers are working to raise $36 million to fund the center.
Up next at 5:03, former Minneapolis police officers who witnessed George Floyd's death will soon stand trial.
We'll break down what charges they could face when we return. And later, St. Vincent de Paul is holding its annual blanket drive to help families in need. We'll have details on how you can help coming up at 6.
And a check of Wall Street, all in the red today. The Dow tumbling more than 313 points. The Nasdaq falls 186. S&P down 50. We'll be right back.
Furniture and Appliance Mart's multi-million-dollar clearance event is on now. Save up to half off appliance clearance items while they last. Plus, no interest financing for 12 months on all appliances with no minimum purchase. At Furniture and Appliance Mart inside Ashley Home Store off the Beltline.
Hire just a handyman and that bathroom update could take weeks or even months. But Mad City Baths can install in as little as 1 day. We're Wisconsin's #1 remodeler and trusted local source for baths, custom tub-to-shower conversions, and walk-in tubs. Don't go another year with that outdated bathroom. Call now and save. It's our 60-60-60 sale. 60% off installation of your new bath or shower. 60-month financing, low monthly payments, senior military discounts, plus a $60 Walmart gift card with your in-home estimate. Call during this program for a bonus with purchase. $250 in Mad City cash for future home improvements. Check us out online at madcitybaths.com or throughout South Central Wisconsin. Call 608-729-4466. Let me give you the number again, 608-729-4466.
Your eyes, beautiful on the outside, but if you have diabetes, there can be some not so pretty stuff going on inside. It's true, with diabetic retinopathy, excess sugar can damage blood vessels, causing vision loss or even blindness. So remember this, now is the time to get your eyes checked. Eye care is important to your long-term diabetes management. See a path forward with actions and treatments that may help your eyes and protect against vision loss. Visit nowic.com and take control of your sight.
The Washington Swamp. Ron Johnson's up to his neck in it. It's no surprise Johnson broke his promise to only serve 2 Senate terms as his net worth doubled in office. Johnson pushed for a new tax loophole for the wealthiest Americans, personally benefited from the tax break, and 2 of his biggest donors pocketed millions. Ron Johnson's deep in the swamp, out for himself, not us. SMP is responsible for the content of this ad.
It's here, Wisconsin. Ashley Home Store's mega clearance event is on now. Millions of dollars worth of in-stock clearance, floor sample, and special purchase furniture and mattresses must be sold. This is your chance to save as much as 85% off while it lasts. Plus, no interest financing for 3 years store-wide. Only at Ashley Home Store.
We, the jury, find the defendant, Chandler M. Halderson, guilty of first-degree intentional homicide as to Barday Halderson.
Chandler Halderson found guilty on all counts. We'll have a full analysis of the case coming up at 6.
News 3 Now's Call for Action has settled hundreds of area consumer disputes, but we can't do it without our dedicated team of volunteers. Would you like to join us? Contact Call for Action by phone or visit channel3000.com to fill out an application now. You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
A Democratic-led voting rights bill failed in the Senate last night, but President Biden says he is not deterred. The bill failed after Democratic Senators Kyrsten Sinema and Joe Manchin refused to sign off on changes to the filibuster rule, joining all 50 Republican senators opposed. That rule requires 60 votes for legislation to proceed.
Our goal was to remove obstacles of participation. Instead of what the Republicans are doing is to put up obstacles for participation. So the fight for voting rights continues. We will not relent. The fight goes on.
This is not a problem. Turnout is up, biggest turnout since 1900. It's simply they're being sold a bill of goods.
Both Senators Manchin and Sinema say they support the voting rights legislation, but they say it needs more work to make it bipartisan. Democrats might try to break up the voting rights legislation into separate bills and pass it piece by piece.
Jury selection began today in the trial of 3 former Minneapolis officers facing civil rights charges in the George Floyd case.
All 3 were at the scene when Derek Chauvin knelt on George Floyd's neck, eventually killing him. Mola Lengi has the details.
Security teams patrol the federal courthouse in St. Paul, where jury selection is underway in the trial of 3 former Minneapolis police officers. Thomas Lane, J. Alexandra King, and Tu Tao are facing charges for their part in the deadly arrest of George Floyd. The 3 men are accused of willfully depriving Floyd of his civil rights, while their colleague, Derek Chauvin, kneeled on his neck.
Find the defendant guilty.
Courtroom cameras captured the moment Chauvin was convicted of murder last year, but this trial will not be broadcast. Attorney and legal analyst Joe Tamburino.
What is the defense's argument? The defense's argument is twofold. Number one, that they did not willfully try to violate the rights of Mr. Floyd. And secondly, that they had no part in what Mr. Chauvin was doing.
Video of the deadly 2020 encounter shows the 3 defendants at the scene as Chauvin kneels on Floyd's neck. Lane and King had been patrol officers for less than a week. At the heart of the case is whether the defendants could and should have tried to stop Chauvin. At least one juror has already been excused after saying he made a personal choice to stop watching the video of Floyd's arrest. Floyd's partner, Courtney Ross, says the 3 officers are as responsible as Chauvin.
They all took part in this. They all killed him.
The former officers have all pleaded not guilty. If convicted, they could face up to life in prison. Mola Lengi, CBS News, St. Paul, Minnesota.
The 3 officers are also charged with aiding and abetting murder and manslaughter.
Well, let's get a look at your certified most accurate weather now. Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti with your forecast. Gary?
Well, another bitterly cold night on the way, but we're going to start turning the corner on temperatures tomorrow. 3 things you need to know in the forecast. Look for low temperatures tonight to be between about 5 and 10 degrees below 0. But tomorrow will be sunny and not as cold with temperatures back into the upper teens. And then we'll see some chances for light snow. Actually, 3 of them in short order. One Friday night, one Saturday night, and another late Sunday night into Monday. Low temperatures last night here in Madison were 2 below 0. Temperatures stayed stayed above 0 to our south and east, but northwestern Wisconsin dropped to between 15 and almost 20 below 0 in spots, and much of Minnesota saw temperatures between about 15 and 25 below 0. Current temperatures are in the single digits here, but already below 0 through much of Minnesota. That area, the winds are already out of the south, but notice the wind chills right now. Even with the southerly winds, it's not as cold as it was at this time yesterday, but wind chills are already down to almost 30 below 0 over parts of western Minnesota. Wind chills are below 0 to our north and to our west. Wind chill advisories have been issued again tonight across parts of Iowa, Minnesota, and northwestern Wisconsin. Around here, the winds will be light enough. The wind chills should not be much of a factor. In fact, the wind chills and the temperatures will be about the same. Notice as temperatures climb up tomorrow, back into the teens to near 20 degrees by Saturday. Look at the wind chills. They'll be around, but still not as bitterly cold as they have been recently. And then we have a couple of weather systems moving through. One Friday night into Saturday morning. The next one comes through Saturday night into Sunday morning. And then the third one comes through on Monday and then moves out of here by late Monday afternoon, Monday night. Future track snowfall, the first event for Friday night, less than an inch of snow. Same thing for the second event for Sunday, maybe up to an inch over southwestern Wisconsin. The third event on Monday brings the potential for a couple of inches of snow. So you add it all together, we're still probably looking at about a 2 to 4 inch snowfall over 3 different weather periods. You can see weather track right now, those upper level winds right out of central Canada. But notice the jet stream flattening out to the west of us. So at least temperatures won't be quite as bitterly cold, especially as we head into the day on Saturday. 7 below 0 for the overnight low temperature. Wind chills as cold as 15 below 0 by tomorrow morning. And then tomorrow, mostly sunny. Not as cold. High temperature at 17 degrees. On future track, those temperatures start out below 0. Look for high temperatures tomorrow in the upper teens. Low temperatures tomorrow night drop into the lower teens, and then those temperatures climb overnight as that little band of snow moves on through. Saturday, a break in between weather systems with highs in the lower 20s, but again, some light snow likely from Saturday night into Sunday. So the first snow brings perhaps up to a ½ inch, and the second maybe another inch or so. 7 to 10 day forecast, potential for at least some light snow on Monday with a high temperature of 23. Then very cold for the middle part of next week. Low temperatures below 0, daytime highs only around 10. Temperatures rebound back to around normal by the end of next week. Maybe some snow showers from Saturday night into Sunday. As we check out first warn traffic, here's the DOT view on the East Washington Avenue at Stoughton Road. Traffic not too bad at this time of day. Not seeing any problems right now on the Beltline, I-39, 90, and 94 on the east side of Madison, or much of the East Washington Avenue through the Isthmus. Travel times right now, about a 15-minute trip either direction on the Beltline between University Avenue and Interstate. Normal times from the Beltline to Janesville on I-39, 90 southward, Middleton to Sauk City, and downtown to Sun Prairie. That's your News 3 Now First Warn traffic.
All right, Gary, thank you. Coming up next, after a 5-month journey, a European teenager becomes the first woman to fly around the world solo. We'll hear her story after the break.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Did you know that about 90% of people prefer a shower over a bath? That's why the walk-in shower from Mad City Baths is a customer favorite.
Oh, it's much easier for him to get in and out of. It's also bigger because we lost the wall and the tub surround, and it just gave us more space, and it's very nice.
Kick off the new year with incredible savings. It's our 60-60-60 sale. Take 60% off installation of your new bath or shower. 60-month financing, low monthly payments, senior military discounts, plus a $60 Walmart gift card with your estimate. Call during this program for a bonus with purchase. $250 in Mad City cash for future home improvements. Check us out online at madcitybaths.com or throughout South Central Wisconsin. Call 608-729-4466. That's 608-729-4466.
Guys, if you're suffering from erectile dysfunction, Peak Performance for Men has a natural solution that can help you today. That's right. Stop wasting money on pills and inferior technology that hurts and just masks your ED. Fix it for good. The best part, our ED treatment is non-invasive, painless, and you can get back to your natural functionability after just a few short in-office sessions. Call us today and mention this ad, and your initial consultation is free. We are Madison's trusted specialist and only national erectile dysfunction provider. Call Peak Performance for Men today.
If you're hungry and you want a great deal, the Super Slam is your perfect meal. It's pancakes, eggs, sausage, bacon, and hash browns. It's enough breakfast for dinner, and it's as good as it sounds. See you at Denny's.
My daughter has type 2 diabetes, and lately, I've seen this change in her.
Once-weekly Trulicity is proven to help lower A1C. It lowers blood sugar from the first dose, and you could lose up to 10 pounds. Trulicity is for type 2 diabetes. It isn't for people with type 1 diabetes. It's not approved for use in children. Don't take Trulicity if you're allergic to it. You or your family have medullary thyroid cancer or have multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2. Stop Trulicity and call your doctor right away if you have an allergic reaction, a lump or swelling in your neck, severe stomach pain, changes in vision, or diabetic retinopathy. Serious side effects may include pancreatitis. Taking Trulicity with sulfonylurea or insulin raises low blood sugar risk. Side effects include nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea, which can lead to dehydration and may worsen kidney problems. Ask your doctor about once-weekly Trulicity.
Add style to your bathroom with help from Menards. A brand new Magic Woods vanity is the perfect addition to your bathroom. Our great selection of Magic Woods vanities offer a combination of quality construction and styles to match your lifestyle. The Essex vanity comes with a vanity top and integrated wave bowl. Each vanity is available in multiple sizes and finishes. Save big money on Magic Woods vanities right now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
A teen in Europe has become the youngest woman to fly around the world alone.
She finally made it home today after 5 months. Tina Krause shares her story.
It was a picture-perfect touchdown in Belgium as Zara Rutherford landed her Shark ultralight plane with family and friends cheering her on.
I wasn't expecting so many people. It's really nice seeing so many friendly faces.
The 19-year-old Belgian-British teen earned a spot in the record books as the youngest woman to fly around the globe all by herself.
It's just really crazy. I haven't quite processed it, I think.
Rutherford's epic journey started last August. She spent 260 hours in the air. It was supposed to take 3 months, but ended up stretching to 5 because of dangerous conditions, including desert haze in Saudi Arabia, wildfires over California, and bad weather in other spots.
Coming out of Frankfurt, there was lots of rain, lots of snow, so I had to wiggle in some valleys, and I had to wait a while as well to wait for the snow to clear.
The adventure covered about 30,000 miles and included stops on 5 continents.
Yeah, it worked out, clearly, because here I am.
Rutherford's parents, who are both pilots, began taking her in small planes when she was just a toddler, and by 14, she started flying herself.
We told her and her brother since they were born that they can do anything, that they're extraordinary and there are no limits.
She hopes her accomplishment inspires other young girls trying to succeed in aviation and other male-dominated jobs. She plans to soar to new heights herself and eventually become an astronaut. Tina Krause, CBS News, London.
That's incredible. The youngest man, by the way, to fly around the world alone is Travis Ludlow, a British aviator who completed the trip last year at 18 years old.
Stay with us. We'll have a final check of your First Warn forecast in just a moment.
Imagine relaxing in a walk-in tub from Mad City Baths, Wisconsin's #1 remodeler and trusted local source with installations in as little as 1 day. Or choose a custom shower with upscale patterns like sandalwood and white slate infused with microban for easy cleaning. Time is running out to give us a call during our 60-60-60 sale. Call right now for 60% off installation of your new bath or shower. 60 months financing, low monthly payments, senior military discounts, plus a $60 Walmart gift card with your in-home estimate. And last chance to call during this program for a bonus with purchase. $250 in Mad City cash for future home improvements. Check us out online at madcitybaths.com or throughout South Central Wisconsin. Call 608-729-4466. Let me give you the number again, 608-729-4466.
From defunding the police to not prosecuting criminals, Democrat policies are disastrous for America. When I ran in 2016, I intended to serve a second term and go home. But today, our nation is on a very dangerous path. If you could help make America safer and stronger, would you walk away? I've decided I can't. I'll stand and fight for freedom. I'm Ron Johnson, and I approve this message because I love America and Wisconsin, just like you.
Welcome to the lifestyles of the smart and savvy. Today, the Coopers are a cost-conscious couple. But back in the day, not so much. Now, saving is more their style, which is why they chose Consumer Cellular. They get the same premium coverage as the nation's leading carriers for half the cost. Imagine talk, text, and data starting at $20 a month. And award-winning customer service. Switch to Consumer Cellular today and start saving.
With eye care, the medicine you need may cost less than ever before. New in 2022, you pay a $0 copay for all of your Medicare-eligible Part D drugs up to the coverage gap. Then your cost will be the typical extra help copay amount. You'll also receive up to $2,500 in dental benefits and $300 in vision benefits. Call the Eye Care Benefits Helpline for a free consultation to get all the benefits you're entitled to. Rest easy. Eye Care is looking out for you and your health.
At the Burrish Group at UBS, we believe in empowering women to take control of their financial security with a team of female advisors who understand the needs and goals of women. We believe you can achieve anything you put your mind to and can help you stay ahead of life's expected and unexpected events. Give our team a call today to start the conversation.
Well, we invite you to tune back into News 3 Now at 6 for more live coverage of the Chandler-Halderson verdict.
Dahlil Moadine and James Langer will join us once again with more reaction of the verdict and details of the trial. You can also find more information on channel3000.com/Chandler-Halderson trial.
Well, let's head to Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti. Final check of the forecast, Gary.
It's cold and getting colder. There's a live view from the WISC Skycam. No clouds out there, and that means temperatures will fall off pretty quickly. Already down to 6 degrees in Madison. Below 0 in central Wisconsin. Wind chills right now, not too much of a factor, and I don't expect them to be too bad overnight just because the winds will be light, but the low should drop to 7 below. High temperature tomorrow at about 17, back up to 21 with a couple of chances of snow this weekend into early next week, and then milder temperatures toward the end of next week.
All right, Gary, thanks again. We're back in 30 minutes for News 3 Now at 6. Stay tuned now for the CBS Evening News.